and welcome to Georgia State Middle School. This is 7th grade science. This website has been created to welcome you to the teachers within the 7th grade science program and to also introduce you to the classroom and to get you familiar with the unit plan. Down here we have a brief synopsis of why this website was even created. So, this website is dedicated to the overview and outline of 7th grade science. The purpose of creating our e-portfolio is to integrate technology into our lesson plans. Through the use of a variety of technological tools, students will understand the role that cells play in Earth's life. Also down here, if you will notice, there is contact information. You can reach these 3 teachers, Samantha, Allison, and King, at the following emails. Up above here, you have the tab to the Welcome Center, where you can get to know the 3 teachers. Also here, there's a tab for the classroom environment, where you get to know how we would like to set up the classroom, the students within the classroom environment. Along this tab right here is a unit plan. Here it gives you the overview of what the entire year will be encompassed with, along with the lesson plans. Here you can also access the following tabs above. You have the home, welcome, classroom environment, and unit plan. Under the unit plan, you can access unit plan overview. You can also access the unit plans of Treasure Hunt, Newsletter, and Prezi. Here on the welcome, you can get to know the 3 teachers. Here, you have Samantha Bayer, Allison Bishop, and King Emmanuel. So Samantha is a middle level education major with a concentration in science and social studies. Allison is a biology major with a minor in chemistry, and King is studying to be a secondary science teacher. Some fun facts about these teachers. Samantha loves animals and nature, along with reading in her spare time. Allison enjoys Pixar movies, running, and wants to live on the beach. King below loves playing video games and running. And of course, all 3 of them have a passion for science, which is why they're going into teaching the students. Now on to classroom environment.
This page talks about our classroom environment here in the text, and there's also a diagram to illustrate that. We also have the class makeup, which also has a diagram for you. So first we'll go into the class setup here, and we will talk about what the text is saying. Basically, the most important thing for us is that our students sit in groups, because we're going to be doing a lot of hands-on group work activity in labs and day-to-day lessons. So it's important that students are in groups so they can work together and learn to collaborate and cooperate with each other well. I also put the teacher in the back as to reduce distractions when we do brief lectures up here at the front board and at the PowerPoint. We put our class pet back here with the teacher also to reduce the distraction during learning time. But we felt it was important as a science classroom to incorporate a class pet to teach students empathy and responsibility and further instill a love of science. Down here we have the class makeup, which also clicks and enlarges. From here we can see that we have 50% Hispanic students, 23% African American, 15% Caucasian, 7% Asian, and 5% other. From here we can also see that of these students, 6 are ELLs, 3 are students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and 2 students have hearing impairments. The next tab we'll be going to is the unit plan. We'll start with the unit plan overview.
This is the unit plan overview for the 7th grade Life Science. The unit title is Life in its smallest form, and the unit goals are that students will understand that cells are the basic units of life. Students will develop awareness that cells are life and are the building blocks for other organisms' life. Our unit lessons include You Are What You Eat, Cell Addition, Organelle Job Hunt, and Building Up the Body. These lessons are in a specific order that builds upon one another, and they are also clickable. And these are the learning centers that we have. We need computer centers to do the treasure hunt lessons, Prezi presentations, and Microsoft Publishing activity, and the writing centers to write on their lab manuals. We have many different students of many varieties and different learning styles, and these are some of the materials that we use, computers, Mirror Resource, Treasure Hunt website, Prezi, and Microsoft Publishers. And the students are evaluated and assessed both formally and informally. Now, we're going to start off with the newsletter.
Alright, although these lessons do go in order by building upon previous information, we're going to start going over the newsletter because we're going to go over the treasure hunt in detail at the end. So the newsletter is just for students who have finally understood that cells are a unit of life that is alive. Now we're going to talk about how they're alive and what it takes to make them function, which is through organelles. Just like humans have organs, cells have organelles to function, and from this lesson students will gain the knowledge that each organelle has a specific role in keeping the cell alive. Now because of some computer issues and cat chat being a little slow, we have already loaded all of the lessons and websites up, but these are clickable, so you can access the PDF form of the Microsoft Publisher newsletter and the lesson plan here by clicking on them, but we can just go ahead and pull those up. So here is the lesson plan for the organelles, and it just sums up everything that the students will be doing in order to learn this concept. And here is the newsletter that goes along with it. In this example, the student has picked to become a cell membrane, and the cell membrane that is looking for a job as a bouncer or a security guard, because this fits appropriately with what a cell membrane actually does, which is protecting the cell. They include a little bit of information about the cell membrane by advertising that they are selectively permeable, which would make it a better fit for a bouncer than a cell wall, because they can let some people in and keep some people out. So this is really good demonstration here how this bouncer, aka the cell membrane, is able to sift through people by letting some people into the club and keeping some people out of the club. So our next lesson plan that we will be going to is the Prezi lesson plan, which sums up the rest of the unit.
So here the Prezi builds upon the past lesson. After learning about the organelles of the cells, now the students will learn how cells can become such bigger items, such as organelles. So here it builds off the S7L2 GPS standard, and here it explains that cells are organized into tissues, tissues into organs, organs into systems, and systems into organisms. Here you'll use technology standards of communication, collaboration, research, and information. This is all done through a project through Prezi. So here, you have the lesson plan. You can access the lesson plan, then you can access Prezi, an example of Prezi, and the rubric as well. And so here's the Prezi that I have created as an example for the students to use. So within this lesson plan on Prezi, what the students do is they take a cell and then they show how a cell can become a tissue, and then tissues can become organs, and then the organs become organ systems, and then the organ system become an organism. This project may sound simple and monotonous, but yet it is important to get this point across to the students, and that this will be used further on in their education within science. As well, you have the rubric that is used to grade the students when they turn in their Prezi. You have attractiveness, organization, etc. And then you also have the lesson plan. So here the lesson plan shows you GPS, national standard, what I expect to be doing within the class, and what materials we'll be using. It's all pretty straightforward on there. And now on to the treasure hunt, which will go into much greater detail.
This is the treasure hunt lesson, You Are What You Eat, Cell Edition. We did it using the GPS standard S7L2, the section that says explain that cells take in nutrient in order to grow and divide and to make needed materials. The national technology standards we use for this lesson are critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. Some of the observable objectives or outcomes are that students will use the online treasure hunt to collect information to solve to answer the big question: was Timmy's death accidental or intentional? You can access the lesson plan over here, and you can access the website over here. But you have already opened it ahead of time, and here's my lesson plan, which will go over it in great detail. So the lesson title, You Are What You Eat, Cell Addition, targets the 7th grade life science class. And the GPS, as I said earlier, was S7L2, which explains that cells take nutrients in order to grow. And the class opening for this lesson will be to tell me at least 3 things you generally eat or drink, and I will allow some students to share their example and ask why they ate or drank those things. And after that, I will launch into my lessons to tell the students why cells eat, which is in order to grow, to divide, and to make needed materials necessary for the cell to live. The student activity they're going to do is use a treasure hunt in groups of 4 to 5 students to follow the clues, which are answering the little questions in one word document per group that will help them solve the great science mystery, which is answering the overarching questions on a piece of paper for students. Some of the technology used in this lesson are PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, projector, and at least 5 computers per station, and access to the internet. And here is our treasure hunt. Over here we open it up early, and this treasure hunt is based on that our cell named Timmy was found dead, and we need help from our students to follow the clues and figure out what caused Timmy the cell to die. So here's our introduction, and here's the overarching question, which summarizes what the students are doing. They're trying to figure out what was the cause of Timmy's the cell's death. And here's are the little questions that will help them solve this great mystery. So each student will answer the following questions by clicking on the tools that will lead them to other websites that will help them answer each question. So once students answer all the questions, they'll go back to the great mystery and answer the overarching question: was Timmy the cell's death intentional or unintentional? And at this time, if they have any questions, comments, or concern, they can contact me at this website.
So that is the summary of this unit plan website. We are Samantha,
Allison.
King.
and keep in mind that all of our links are clickable. We were just having a little bit of slow downloading, so in order to meet the time requirements, we loaded everything before starting this video, but all of our tabs do work and function correctly.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.